The Comedy Grinder. Streaming live worldwide from the First Church of Cannabis. Tonight, JC Harvey, Chris Mohan, Dan Alton, Jerry Goebel, and your MC, Eric Sorgel. Tonight's episode, Self-Inflicted Primaries.
Hello, everybody. I'm Eric Sorgel. Welcome to the First Church of Cannabis, the Comedy Grinder tonight. Are you guys excited to be here? Yeah. I look like a woman. I know, which is good, because sometimes I'll go up in front of like a tight liberal crowd, you know, and I'll just tell the host, like, hey, bring me up as a transgendered woman, you know? And then I can barely hear my jokes over the applause breaks, over the click-clack of Jezebel articles being written live. The bravest comedian in America, Erica Sorgel. Yeah, this bitch's pussy jokes are about her dick. Yeah, it's 2016, man. You can fuck somebody with 3 dicks. Nobody's gay, right, guys? No, I have oh man, I've been thinking about Catwoman a lot recently. You guys ever just sit there and think about Catwoman? Man, I've been thinking about her costume. You know, she's got those tight fishnet stockings, you know, and those big tits, you know, and the leather onesie, you know, just like a cat. You know? Big fat ass like a tabby. You know, a thong on like Garfield, you know, like a cat, you know, like a cat. You want to fuck it, like a cat. Just like a cat, right, guys? I'm just mad because I feel like that's not really what a cat woman is, you know? Not sitting there with a fishnet stockings and a leather onesie, you know, she's got like black sweatpants, black sweater, a lot of hair. Not really a supervillain, kind of just bums Batman out. Like, Commissioner Gordon won't come here anymore for your domestic cat calls. It is gross in here. A lot of shit. Can you please clean up, Kathy? And then she's just like, my name is Selena Kyle and I got bit by a radioactive cat in the 40s. or something. I don't really know what happened to Catwoman. I'm not... I did a show recently at a bar in Cookville, and they had a comic book store inside of the bar, which is dangerous for me, you know, because I don't want to be around booze and comic books, you know. I'm just going to be like, leave my tab open over here. How much Dr. Strange you got? I'll take it all. I need everything. You know, so, but it was a comic book and collectibles shop, and one of the collectibles they were selling, and I guess this is true, it is a collectible. One of the collectibles was the Confederate flag. Because as you know, everybody who loves Yu-Gi-Oh! Hates black people. That Venn diagram is clearly one circle, right, guys? I love Exodia, and I hate minorities. I'm gonna unite them against the Jews. Let's do this. Exodia, I unite you against the Irish. Take them down. But, so yeah, They don't make the Confederate flag anymore, you know? They stopped manufacturing it, which is probably a good idea, you know? But I do think it's just creating like a whole new generation of like shameful trunks in attics, you know? There's like a whole new generation of grandkids gonna pop that open and just be like, what's in this trunk? Oh no! Get her done! Oh God! I thought Grandpa was cool! Oh no! But yeah, man, I asked him about the Confederate flag. I was like, hey man, why do you sell this? You know, it seems like a little bit out of character for your store, you know? And he's like, hey man, it's not about hate, it's about heritage. And I was like, heritage of what? He was like, slavery. Slavery. Yeah, man, I was talking about Catwoman. I'm not really a cat guy myself. I'm more of a dog guy. I bought my dog for $5. Seems cheap for a soul. I don't really know what the devil is bothering with all these fiddling competitions for. When you could just go down to the pound, get them for $5 a pop. $5 a pup. I'm sorry, I missed. I got them for $5, which is crazy because I never thought that I could buy a living thing with a roll of quarters and they'd give me change back. Okay. But here's the thing, I didn't get any change. because the leash and the collar, $5. Which made me a little suspicious of the dog. Like, are you selling me a dead dog? Is this just dog meat? 'Cause that's a fair price and I'll pay it. But I thought I was making a friend here. I had a name picked out. And I don't really need the collar if he's dead, Susan. But I bought him, and because he was $5, he was on sale. Like I thought that was only when like they baked too many cookies at Kroger, you know. I didn't know they had the dog catcher special. We caught too many. We're gonna kill these dogs. You want a dog? But I fucked up, man, because the sale was $5 when I bought him, and then the next week they lowered the sale just a little bit more to a little more of a reasonable price, and they said, "Fuck it, free dogs." Who fucking wants a dog, man? I don't give a shit. Come grab one. We don't even name the dogs, man. We name the cages. It's true. Yeah, it's true. Go buy a dog if that's sad. That's sad to you. But my dog is he's circumcised. What's the word? He's neutered. He's neutered, and they. Which, I don't know, man, it just seems like if I wanted to stop having kids, you know? Like, there's a whole surgery where they, like, cut my scrotum open and they, like, seal off, like, a tube or something, you know? But, like, when it comes to our dogs, you know, supposedly our best friends, we're just like, I don't know, try to not cut his dick off. Try to not miss, I don't know, man, do whatever you want to his fucking balls. I don't care about this guy. But, it really weirded me out because I didn't know he was still gonna get erections. I was really freaked out by that, but I was trying to figure out my dog's orientation through that, you know. And I used to think that he was a gay dog because he'd only get hard when he was sniffing flowers or hanging out with my mom, which is pretty gay. But now I think he's just an old dog because he only gets hard when when I let him on the bed or when he takes a shit. That's which is actually a lot more disturbing than just him sniffing my mom's crotch and popping a ready. I live with my girlfriend right now. She helps me take care of the dog. We've been dating for a year, living together for 6. That's my bad. My B on that one. But she's. Is anyone here in like a nice, loving relationship? But here's the thing. If you're going to be in a relationship, you know, you're going to get into little fights, you know, little disagreements. And the important thing is to figure out the healthy way to fight, you know, the right way for you to fight. And for me, I find the best way for me to fight is she usually leaves like her left side open, so I come in hot from there. You know, and then she's dazed, so I go for an uppercut, and then one right to the belly, you know? And then we don't really have anything to argue about anymore, right? All right, a little dark. One... Not very happy laugh in the back, but no, we live together, and she snores at night, which I didn't know until we actually moved in together, which is kind of like, fuck, man, you're not gonna reveal that to me until you can fuck up my credit? Like, what were you doing all those nights you spent the night? Like, were you just sitting there, stock upright? Like, I gotta get my name on something. I can't fall asleep yet. I gotta wait this out. But she snores at night, which sleeping with somebody who snores is really just figuring out how many times you can push them before they wake up. And just like, how much can I do this person before they realize I'm awake too? Like, how many times do I have to poke this bitch in the eye before she gets the picture? But she got her wisdom teeth taken out recently, and she was all fucked up on pain pills, you know. And I was like, I'm gonna go to the bar. I was like, I'm gonna go to the bar because we don't have the internet. I need to use the internet. And she was like, well, I want to come. And I was like, I think you should lay down. Like, your mouth is bleeding a lot. I don't know if you need to come drink with me. And she's like, I want to come. And I'm like, I'm just going up there to, like, do some work, you know. And she's like, what, you don't want me to come? I'm like, all right, put your shoes on. This is clearly going nowhere good. And we were playing Tekken. And, man, usually it's pretty evenly matched. But this time she was falling asleep on the wall. So I was smashing her, man. Just destroying her, you know. And she kept losing. And then she took Tekken into the real world, and she just punched me right in the testicles. Yeah, that was her finisher. That was her. That was her. Yeah, that wasn't fun. But then I beat the shit out of her with the bear. You guys like playing as the bear? I love playing as the bear because he beats the shit out of somebody, and then his celebration dance is just like this bear just beat the shit out of an old guy with a sword, and now he can't dance. It's like I forgot how to do anything. Man, you guys wear rubbers? Oh man, you gotta wear a rubber, right, guys? Depending on the lighting. I don't know, man. Condoms to me are weird. It really proves to you how awful children are, you know? Because it's the only consumer product in the world that makes things worse for men. Like, they're finally like, yeah, I'll take a hit. If it means I don't have to have a spawn, that's fine with me. I hate these kids. I'll come in a bag. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I'll stop feeling anything during the greatest moment of my life. No reason to sacrifice my only joy in life, right, guys? All right, you excited about the show? Woo! Killer's coming up, and hello to everybody in the live stream right now. Thanks for joining us, guys. And I'm going to bring up your first comic of the evening tonight, J.C. Harvey, everybody.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready for a little color? I said a little color. Now you're with me. Don't look at me like, you're not that black, are you? I mean, like, most of the guys that I talk to, you know, they're like, we're cool, just don't try to date my sister, and we'll be fine. That's about how black I am. I want to admit something to everybody, okay? I fake orgasms, okay? I just want to let everybody know up front that I'm that type of person. The difference is, though, like, usually when I fake an orgasm, I do it a couple minutes after I have mine. Because I come fast, too. I come fast. Yeah, I'm that guy. We're not starting off strong. We're just like saying a bunch of bad stuff about myself. That's okay. Since we're talking about bad stuff about myself, I'll tell you this, that I have been to jail. I've been to jail, guys. That's not the reaction. Nope. I don't know, whoever's clapping, I don't know if you know what jail is. Actually terrible. It's actually the worst. And I know what you're thinking. All right, JC, what'd you go to jail for? Was it drugs? Was it murder? Actually, I got a speeding ticket. I didn't pay it, and that's illegal. You can't do that. They came and found me and took me to jail with real criminals, okay? I'm serious. Like, these guys are, like, domestic abusers and, like, just, drug users and everything. And I am a level 100 shaman. And that is a skill set that doesn't translate to much in jail, as it turns out. No, it was bad. I found out one thing, though, about being in jail. I was only in there for 3 days, but I found out a lot. I learned a lot, guys. For me, it was a lot like high school. Nobody liked me. The food was terrible. The only difference was, in jail, I had a pretty good chance of getting laid. So I was killing it in jail, you guys. No, actually, I saw some weird shit in jail, and when I say weird shit, I mean I saw a weird guy take a shit in the shower, and at first I was like, what is this dude doing? This man is crazy. And then I thought about it. He's nobody's little spoon tonight. Nobody's gonna cuddle that. It was a good move for him, because I was fucking him. I was fucking him right that night. He had a cute butt. Also, I'm not gay. I know I'm wearing a pink shirt, and I just talked about fucking a dude in the butt. Not gay. This is a great venting opportunity for me. I feel like just letting it all out. Also in the shower, I'll tell you this much. There was a guy, and everybody knows the whole cliche, like, don't drop the soap. I actually saw it happen, like, in real time, and it was fantastic. Because I saw this guy's, like, mentality, like, he was thinking it through as it was happening. Like, the soap just, like, popped up. It's like, oh, shit. There's no way I'm about to pick this up. There's only one thing left to do. And I shit you not, like, the soap gets about right here, my man hunts the soap, picks up his shit, and he walks out. Like, that fast. He was just gone. And I was like, wow, that is a man with a plan right there. He knew coming into this bitch that he would rather go to sleep dirty and intact than clean and crying. And I respect that man. I respect that. He makes good decisions. Oh, I don't make good decisions. I was doing a show in Crawfordsville one night because, you know, comedy's going great. And I met the nicest racist guy that I've ever met. No, he was so nice. Because let me tell you one more thing about me. I get a complex because people will tell me like, "Oh, JC, you're not that black. You don't look that." And I'm proud of my African heritage. Okay, so it makes me mad. So this guy came up to me after the show in Crawfordsville. He goes, "Hey, boy, come here. I gotta tell you something." I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be fine." So I go over to him and he goes, "You know, you're pretty funny for a colored." Was like, whoa. Thanks for acknowledging that I'm black, though. Like, even my friends don't give me that. Oh, let's talk about some more stuff. You guys want to talk about some more stuff? Okay, speaking about being in jail, since that was 2 bits ago, I got pulled over. I was in North Carolina, and I got pulled over on my way to a show. And so the cop takes my information, he runs it, comes back, and he goes, "Oh, so you're from Indianapolis?" I said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am." He goes, "Huh. Well, what team do you play for?" It's like, I'm straight. Not sure where this is going, man, but just give me the ticket. I'm not going to try to get out of it. I promise. I'll pay. So, where do we go from here? I'm a blurred. Anybody familiar with what a blurred is? Feel free, audience participation. Cool, let me drop some knowledge bombs on your asses then. Means I'm a black nerd. Oh my God. There's always one. So being a black nerd, it means a few things, okay? It means I like comic books, but I steal them, you know, so. It does. What else does it mean? It means I got a big dick that I can't use. I just want to let everybody know, ladies especially, that my shit is in mint condition here, okay? It's untouched by anybody other than myself. Still in its original box. Trying to put it in yours. What's up? Oh, yeah. I see some dorks in here know what I'm talking about. Oh. It also means, like, my friends don't ask me to do, like, any, like, cool black shit. They ask me to do, like, different things. Like, they ask me to break into things, but not like a house. They ask me to break into, like, Facebook accounts. It's not the same. I feel like I would want to, like, maybe try breaking into a house, but I don't know how much help I would be, because I'm not a strong man, like, at all. So I feel like they're like, "All right, JC, get the other half of that TV." And I'm like, that looks heavy, though. I don't know. I'll get the remotes, though. I'll get that. You're going to need that. And those cables over there, look, that's HDMI. You're going to need that to hook it up. You steal the TV, I hook it up. That's my shit, okay? It's what I'm good for. I do like to cosplay. I like to go to Comic-Con. Any cosplayers in here? Figured I'm usually the only one, too, so it's fine. I usually am. I like to cosplay. It's just weird. Like, there's not a whole lot that I can do. Like, what am I supposed to, like, what superhero am I supposed to be? Captain African American? Like, that's not, I don't know. I don't know what that's going to do. That would have made the Civil War movie, like, a lot more awkward, though. Like, which side would I have been on? I don't know. Oh, Iron Man. I'd still be on Iron Man's side. Oh, what's next, guys? Let's keep the racist stuff going. That seems to be working, right? There's a guy I work with. Like he'd come up to me and he would like poke me in the ribs. And like, "Oh, JC, you look hungry. You need a sandwich?" I'm like, "Wow, dude. Okay, like I get it. I look like if Drake had AIDS. All right, I understand what's happening here. So yes, I want a sandwich. My T-cell count started from the bottom. Now we're here." And we're hungry. Oh. That was the one? That was the one that got the big laugh? Awesome. It's good. Same guy. I'm starting to think this guy's like seriously racist. He started coming up and putting a quarter on my desk every other day. So I had to ask him. I'm like, "Dude, Larry, why are you putting a quarter on my desk every other day? He goes, oh, dude, I was watching TV late one night, and I saw that you could feed a hungry African kid for 25 cents a day. It's a little racist, Larry. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a little follow-up question, though. Why are you doing it every other day? He's like, well, you only have, so, you know, I figured it would balance out. Makes me mad. I don't like Larry. I'm reporting to HR. And it's just, it wouldn't be so bad, like, if I wasn't, like, so skinny, I feel like. But I'm proud. I'm skinny and I'm weak, and I'm okay with it. I've come to terms. That's just who I am. Because, guys, let me tell you, I'm so weak, my friends don't ask me to help them move or hang out, like, at all anymore, really. Just saying, be my friend. No, I am what they call a mulatto, which means that I'm half black and half white. So when I get pulled over by the police, they only beat me half to death, guys. So I'm killing the game. I'm killing the game. So yeah, having different biracial. No, my parents were different races, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just losing the words. You guys know what I'm talking about. But having parents that are of different races, got it. It was weird because like, my dad and my mom, you know, they weren't married growing up. Surprise! So my dad, it was so bizarre. He would hit on every adult female in my life. My dad, I was at baseball practice. He was supposed to come and pick me up. Doesn't show. So Coach Tammy, one of the female coaches, gives me her phone so I can call him. So I call him up. I'm like, Dad, where you at? You're supposed to pick me up. Coach Tammy had to give me your cell phone so I could call you. Of course, my dad goes, ooh, Coach Tammy. Ooh, what she look like? I was like, Dad, she's right here. He goes, all right, son, 1 to 10, what she look like? I'm like, 5? I'm a kid, I don't know, right? I don't know what I'm saying to my dad at this point. He goes, son, I only fuck with 6s or better. Call your mother, and hangs up. Coach Tammy just looks at me all confused, like, what happened? I'm like, well, apparently he's not picking me up because you could put on makeup, ugly bitch. Hope you feel good about yourself. So now I'm walking. Oh, I was a bad kid. I got caught looking up the teacher's skirt one day, so she got so mad. She pulled me aside. She goes, I'm taking you to the office. You're going to call your father, and you're going to tell him what you did. I'm like, shit. So I call him up. I'm like, Dad, I just got caught looking up Miss Jones' skirt. Of course, my dad goes, ooh, Miss Jones. What she look like? And I learned my lesson by this point, right? I learned. So I'm like, solid 9, you know? He goes, that's my boy, call your mother, and hangs up. He didn't do a lot of parenting is what I'm trying to say. Not a lot. So I call my mom, far less impressed, you guys. My mom was just not having it. All she says is, your ass, my belt. I said, shit, Miss Jones, my mom's gonna beat my ass with the belt. She goes, good. That's what you get. I was beyond scared because I just knew it was gonna be bad. So I go to my brother. I'm like, Jeremy, you gotta help me. Mom's gonna beat my ass with the belt. What do I do? He's like, all right, here's what you're gonna do. Let her get 2 hits in with the belt, right? And on the 3rd one, here's what you do. You turn around like this. You put your arm up, let the belt wrap around your arm, tuck it, hold it as long as you can, hope she gets tired. Cool. What could go wrong? Well, first of all, get home. Shit you not, mom's wearing sweatpants and a headband like this is about to be a fucking workout for her, okay? I'm the only one that got those ass beatings in here. Then laugh at the jokes. So I get home, right? Mom's like, you pants down. So I take my pants down. It's not actually gonna happen. Jerry's not paying me for this. So here comes mom with the belt. Just 1, 2, and on the 3rd one, just like my brother said, I come around, I put my arm up like this, and my mom's eyes just lit up super big. I left my whole chest area wide open, you guys. I don't know if anybody here watches tennis, but my mom came across like Serena Williams on the first serve. She said, what? I said, mommy. Oh, no. Oh, man, I just went up in my room and started humming. I'm glad that there's some racist people in here that got that joke. Thank you for coming to the First Church of Cannabis. Let's talk more about racism. This is working. I feel like this is working. I'm gonna be real honest. I feel like people can be racist on accident. I feel like it's a thing. It happens, and I almost don't even get mad anymore. But I have to react to it. Example: I was at work with this lady. We just got out of a meeting, and she comes up to me and she pulls me aside. She goes, "You know, JC, you are so articulate. You sound white, but you don't look Caucasian." Were your parents different? I think they were. I was just like, wow, it's so funny that you mentioned that. I was literally just about to tell you that you sound racist. Oh, but you don't smell poor. Were your parents siblings? I think they were. Oh, what else, you guys? What else? What do we do? I'll tell you one thing. I get asked a lot, being African American. People will come up to me. Thank you for that. People come up to me and they're like, all right, JC, you're a half and half. Does that mean that you can say the N-word? And I'm like, dude, yes, I can say the N-word. I usually don't do it around real black people, but I can't. Like, if I'm listening to Tupac and my windows are rolled up, I'm singing along, you guys. That's all I'm saying. I will never forget, though, you guys. I'll never forget the first time that anybody dropped that bomb on me. Usually, I feel like, somebody would remember that because it's terrible, awful, tragic experience. Mine was hilarious because I was at church, and not this church. I would expect it from this church, maybe, but not like a regular church. I don't know. Maybe, I don't even know if this is a regular church. I don't even know where I am right now. But let me tell you the story. I was doing a youth group fundraiser. We were doing a car wash, and I was in charge of the hose. So like after the cars got like rinsed off, or I rinsed off the cars basically after they got cleaned up. So I didn't know that there was this kid on the other side of this car that I was about to rinse. And I have to explain this kid. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just telling you how he is. It's pertinent to the story. He is like a mentally challenged kid. He's got like a speech thing, like beep, beep, beep. He sounded like Beaker from Muppets when he talked. I'm not making fun of the kid. It's pertinent to the story. So I rinse off this car, right? And I did not see that this kid was on the other side. So he comes around and he's drenched. This is what happened. He comes up and just totally drenched. Looks at me, he goes, "Hey, nickel." I was like, "What? You want a nickel? I don't have any change, man. I'm sorry." And it was so, his mom knew instantly what happened because she just runs up. She's like, "Oh my gosh, he's so sorry. He doesn't know what he's saying. He gets it from his father," which, not an excuse, by the way. Getting it from your father, no, that's just racist. So I'm confused, just completely clueless about what's going on. So my dad, when he comes to pick me up, I've got this perturbed look on my face, right? My dad goes, "Oh, what's wrong, son? You look confused." I'm like, "I don't know, Dad. Some kid just called me a nickel." He goes, "What? Did you beat his ass?" I was like, "No, Dad, he's a slow kid. I'm not going to be the guy that beats up slow kids at church. That's not how I'm going down." He goes, "All right, well, where's his dad? I'm going to go beat his ass." And I was like, his dad wasn't there. It was just him and his mom. Of course, my dad goes, "Ooh, what she look like?" And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much. First Church of Cannabis. This has been absolutely phenomenal.
JC Harvey, everybody. Yeah, let him hear it. All right, man. Next comic of the night. Everybody get real excited. From Pittsburgh, Krish Mohan.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing?
Good.
Excellent. Thank you for answering, JC. That was very nice. So let's dive right into this shit, shall we? A couple months ago, I found myself sitting on the hood of my car in the state of Arkansas while 3 state troopers were going through all of my shit. So let's Tarantino this. Go right back to the beginning. Why was I in Arkansas? Here's the thing. I was dating a girl. She was a musician. I'm a comedian. We decided, let's go on a cross-country tour together. We're driving from Texas to Memphis. We had to cut through Arkansas. We didn't have a choice. That's what the maps told us to do. It would not have been the choice that I had. Even if I'm going to, like, Little Rock, I'd be like, hey, is there a way to not be in the state? Like that. So we're driving through, and I get pulled over, and I get pulled over for going 7 over the speed limit, which is absurd. Look, the Earth rotates around the sun at 1,000 miles an hour. In the grand scheme of things, is 7 really something we should be concerned about? So he pulls me out of the car. We're going through the rigmarole, license, registration, whatever. He grabs her information, and while he's doing that, a second officer shows up on the scene and looks at the first officer and goes, hey man, why am I here for a speeder? The fucking guy didn't even know why he was there. You could have just kept going with your day. You could have been like, I have real criminals to catch because I have dignity. Like that's, like you just said that into the radio and just moved on with your day. So we both had to get questioned, right? And I'm in the car, and here's the thing. My car has 4 different Bernie Sanders stickers on it. Okay, in the state, thank you. In the state of Arkansas, I think I am known as a super fascist. It's what I think I'm known as the communist supreme. I have all your freedoms in my car, and I'm not giving them back. Right, so Officer 2 has to entertain the girl I was dating at the time, right? She was standing outside, and he goes, Bernie Sanders, what do you think he's gonna do? And my girl goes, I don't know. It's my boyfriend's car, and just throws me right under the bus. So she starts getting questions. I come outside, and he's making small talk with me, and he looks at me, and he goes, so, Bernie Sanders, what do you think he's going to do? And I looked at him and I said, I'm not on his campaign payroll, so I don't really know. But I've heard a few speeches. Sounds pretty good to me, right? And he looks at me and he goes, yeah, you know, a lot of people, I think, get afraid of the word socialism. I don't think they understand what socialism is. And I'm standing there going, yeah. Fucking what? In Arkansas, those words are coming out? Like, I had like a panic attack where he's like, yeah, you know, lots of things are socialist, like roads, cops are a socialist program, Social Security, the EMTs. I'm like, what are you, a fucking unicorn? Are you the only progressive liberal in the state of Arkansas? And you just happen to come to the point where I'm probably gonna get arrested? Like, that's amazing. I was like trying to take a selfie with him. I'm tweeting this. You're a unicorn in Arkansas. So I get pulled back in, and Officer 1 looks at me and he goes, hey man, do you mind if we search your vehicle? And I said, yeah, I absolutely mind if you search my vehicle. Because here's the thing, guys. We had marijuana in the car. Because here's the thing. It's a fucking plant. I'm not going to be scared to cross state lines with a ficus, right? So why would I be afraid to do that? That's my theory behind it. But we had some in the car, and I said, yeah, I would mind. And he goes, why? Is there something in the car we should be concerned about? And I was like, no, but I just don't fucking want you to. How about that? That's the excuse. So then he goes, you know what? We're going to have to call the dogs. Fair enough, and that is a completely legal thing to do. At any point in time, if the cops feel like they need to call the dogs, they are allowed to. Here's the catch, though, right? The dogs have to show up by the time they run your tags. Now, they figured by talking to us about Bernie Sanders and me standing outside trying to start the revolution with an Arkansas State Trooper, they would have enough time to delay the running of the tags. That didn't happen. They ran the tags, and we waited 10 minutes for the dogs to show up, right? Which is an unconstitutional move. Like, they're not allowed to do that. So the dog shows up, but it doesn't even, like, show up in a police van. It shows up in a windowless white van. A man jumps out in cargo shorts. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And he pulls out the dog, and he goes, "This is Andy." And I was like, "Andy? Not even an officer, Andy? This is bullshit." I was like, "I don't know this dog, right? You could have just pulled this out of some park. You could have just ran into the park and be like, we need a dog to save freedom." Like, everybody's going to volunteer their dog for that. Even Lassie didn't save freedom. She just kept saving the same shitty kid from a well every week. I'm looking at this dog going, I don't know what this dog's about. What's his badge number? What's his record? Is he a progressive? Is he a liberal? Is he conservative? What's his stance on immigration reform? Furthermore, why are we letting dogs vote before black people? That's what I want to know. So Officer 1 looks at me and he goes, "Look, it's going to do a perimeter sniff, and he's going to look for residue." And I'm like, "I don't think you know how marijuana works. If you're looking for residue." Right, so the dog sniffs like the front of the car, comes up to the trunk, he gets real excited and sits down. And then he gets a treat. And then the officer looks at me and he goes, "Oh, see that? The dog sat down." I was like, "Oh, yeah. Pretty common trick for a dog to do, don't you think?" So then there's a third officer that comes through and they're like, "Look, we gotta search your car." So now they're ripping through my car as we're sitting on the hood of this state trooper's vehicle. And this is like 45 minutes into this interaction. I am cold. I'm a very skinny person. I don't retain a lot of heat. And I was very scared that the officers were going to take my snacks, right, as part of like evidence, right? So they're running through and they find the bag that the cannabis is in. And they pull out the bag and they go, "Whose bag is this?" And the girl I'm with looks at him and goes, "There's a book bag in the car," completely deflecting the question. And he keeps going, whose bag is this though? Like this bag. She goes, "Yeah, the book bag is mine. The book bag that's in the car," like keeps going on and on about the book bag. And I realized right then and there what she was doing is the fact that if you play autistic with the cops, there is no way that shit is gonna stand in court. Like, if she gets pulled into court and keeps saying, "But there was a book bag in the car," the judge is gonna be like, "What are you, an idiot? Let her go. What kind of monster are you? Why is she even here?" Right? Like, that's a great way, that's a good get out of jail free card, just in case anybody out there wants to know how to evade charges. You just gotta play autistic for 7 to 10 minutes. Really commit to the game. So he pulls out the pipe and the little bag of Mexican dirt weed that we had, which I think is an even bigger problem, right? How did this weed doesn't have any papers, right? How did this weed get into the country? So there's less than 1/8 of an ounce in the bag, and he goes, "Are y'all gonna make this much fuss over this little amount of weed?" I'm going, oh, we're making the fuss, are we? We've been outside for an hour, and you're gonna give us a ticket for less than 1/8? Holy shit, we're on the side of I-40, where any of these trucks could be carrying much more dangerous drugs than that little amount of weed right there. There's a truck on the highway right now that has a meth lab that's being made by Chinese immigrants that don't have their papers, that's being bagged up by child laborers, and he's probably over the weight limit, and he's probably going 80 in a 65. That's 4 different offenses you can get him for. Think of how much money you can make off of that truck. But by all means, let's make this much fuss over this little small amount of weed, shall we? Yeah. So they get the weed, and they didn't even like stomp it out or anything. They took the pipe and they took the weed, and they're like, "We're keeping this." And we're like, "What? what are you guys gonna do with it? And they're like, don't worry about it. And they just got back into their cars. Since she gets a ticket because it was found on her side of the car. And I'm sitting there going, you know what we should have done? We should have just been like, yeah, let's not make a big deal out of this small amount of weed. Let's pack the pipe and light this bitch up, huh? How about we all just relax for a minute? We're all cold. We're all hungry. We got snacks in the car. Have you guys had the chocolate chip Teddy Grahams? They're delicious. Right? I'm so tired of this being such a divisive issue in this country. Right? Everybody, it is. It's such a divisive issue, and it's so unnecessary. I think the only answer to this weed issue is full legalization. That's where I stand. And look, I understand that we got to take small steps. Thank you. One person applauding. Everybody else is like, is he still allowed to say this? Are we going to get busted? I am not a cop. No, but I am, right? Like, think about it. If we fully legalize this problem, think of all the fucking other issues that we can actually get to solve it, right? Prisons for profit. We can take care of all the people that are in there that don't need to be in there and put them back in society, and then they can all smoke some weed, get relaxed, and actually have a good time at a job interview. Like, that would be great. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be fun? Is to not be going in there and be like, yeah, my resume's up to date. You can call any of my references and not have to worry about whether those reference numbers are accurate or not. Institutionalized racism, we could probably start getting rid of that. Has anyone ever been racist when they're high? That's never been a problem, I think, for anybody. Like, no one smoked a bowl and then just been like, you know who I would fucking like, man? Those goddamn Swedes. What we need to do is get rid of IKEA and send it back to Ooskland. That's what we need to do. No one's ever done that. Everybody's gone into IKEA and been like, these names are hilarious. There aren't even words in this country. And we can try to focus on bigger issues like getting me a jacket that'll fit. I think the problem that I'm most concerned about. I don't know, man. I really am concerned. I like, by the way, this thing, I've been staring at this for a while, and I love that this is like a weed Grammy, that they've just made their logo. That's really fun. I think we as human beings are obsessed with sex. 69% of us in here are trying to get laid. That's about 3 of us in here. By the count of that, there's a lot more people on the internet getting laid. Right? Somebody could be fucking while watching this right now, which would be weird for me, but that's okay. I know what I look like. I look like if Jesus was historically accurate Jesus if he was teaching a religious studies class at IU. That's what I look like. I understand. That's a hot look. That gets people off sometimes, I think. No, but we are obsessed with sex, right? Look, all animals realistically are obsessed with sex. But most animals they're obsessed because of a biological need, right? They're like, hey, we gotta make more of us. And we're gonna be banging from May to July, and that's it. Winter is coming, and I have to forage. No, we as human beings, we're like, hey, we gotta get this dick wet all day, every day. We're so obsessed with sex that the porn industry is one of the most financially profitable industries in the world, and we're all aware we can get that shit for free on the internet, right? Don't do it, but I'm just saying, like, after this video, if you want, you can probably switch to a different internet website and find a more attractive, historically accurate Jesus that's teaching a religious study class at IU. We're so obsessed with sex that my people, Indian people, wrote the book on it. Yeah, the Kama Sutra is one of the most widely known books about human sexuality, and I'm amazed that it's a book. Holy shit, it's a book with pages upon pages and chapters upon chapters of illustrations. It's just a how-to guide to fucking. That's all that is. That should just be a pamphlet with 2 naked people on it, and it should say, make it fit, women finish first, the end. And it wasn't one person that wrote that book. It was definitely a group of people that got together in a room that I'm only assuming is covered in plastic. One guy leading the charge. Guys, think I've done it all. all right? Me on top, she was on top, flipped her around. I even did it upside down with gravity boots, pulled a handle. There has got to be more to this sex thing than just one dude quietly raised his hand from the back of the room. Hey, what if I put my leg on the back of her ear and she wrapped her legs around me and we made like a pretzel. Harish, I knew we had you on board for a reason. That's fucking genius. Show it on Kumar. Let's get that illustrator in here, huh? What are you doing? Get those pants off. Show it on Kumar. Where is that illustrator? Every time I flip through that book, I feel like I'm gonna hurt myself. Throw my back out doing that one. Okay, well, my back hurts just looking at this one. Okay, medically speaking, this is how people get hernias. This is not safe sex. We have an app for sex. Yeah, it's called The Lovely, and it comes with a device that goes in the man's penis, and then it sends statistics to your phone. Because we all remember, there is nothing more romantic in this world than statistics. Yeah, you guys remember confessing your love to that special someone for the very first time? Probably went out to a nice Italian dinner, moonlit drive by the lake. Frank Sinatra is playing on the radio. And you finally build up all the courage and the anxiety and you look them right in the eye and you go, baby, I love you so much. Let me show you how much. Let's go to the charts. Spreadsheet of love I made for us. Some of the statistics this thing sends is like number of heart rate, number of calories burned, number of thrusts, G-forces. Fucking why? That number is going to be 1 all the time. That's going to be a constant disappointment. Okay, only 2 of you laugh. We're going to the charts. We've invented a dick ring with Wi-Fi. That is what we've invented. Okay? We came together as a society, and we were like, hey, not enough things have Wi-Fi while I'm fucking. And some guy in Sweden was like, that is a problem we can fix. Yet NASA is still defunded. Are you kidding? And we're not just obsessed with how much sex we're having. We're obsessed with how much sex everybody around us is having. So much so that it's a social movement. I think that's why there's so many people that don't like gay people in this country. Gay people are just having way more sex and way better sex than straight people. That one fundamental Catholic found out and he was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Who's that guy fucking? That other guy? Well, how many times a week? 5 times. Well, that is just bullshit. There's got to be something in this book that tells me that they can't. God damn it, will somebody give me the Bible? This is weird sex positions in here. It's the most Googled thing. One of the most Googled phrases on the internet right now is, what does my penis smell like? There are people fact-checking that right now on the live stream. Guys, there is no BuzzFeed quiz for this, okay? The answer's not going to be good, right? The results aren't going to be like, oh, your dick smells like an apricot sunrise. It's going to be like, no. You have a medical condition. You need to consult a physician immediately. Why are you on the internet? You know what we don't Google anything about is our brains. This is by far the most powerful computer on the planet, and we do nothing to try to make it any better. Right? There are scientists in research labs and universities all across the country trying to release the potential of your brain, and nobody gives a shit. We use 10% of our brains, but 53% of our genitals. Right. Okay, not enough of you are laughing at that. We're going to the charts! Guys, we've invented drugs as a society to connect different parts of your brain together to make you feel things that you can't feel on a regular basis. But the FDA has banned those drugs. But the FDA hasn't banned tiny blue pills that get you hard after nature says, you know what, I think you're done. The FDA is telling nature to go fuck themselves. The balls on these people are amazing. But I do think we need to be focusing more on the brain, right? I think we need to be reading more, educating ourselves, picking up books. Fuck it. Read the Kama Sutra. You should know the proper way to throw your back out. You guys have been a lot of fun. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you so much. My name's Chris Mohan. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Give it up one more time for Chris Mohan. Wasn't that awesome? You may have seen that there was some recasting during the show. It went from a very pretty little man in a blouse to a cripple in cargo shorts. So here we are. But no, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. Internet, thank you for viewing us. And real quick, though, we just wanted to take a quick minute and thank our sponsors. And I'd like to thank people at Indiana Talks Radio, and you can check them out at indianatalks.com, budandbreakfast.com. They're a fantastic place, and they help you find little locations where it's smoke-friendly in other states. Indiana, get on your shit. Marion County Auto Auction, and you can find them at marioncountyauction.co. And High on the Hill, which we just did an awesome celebration of their 10th anniversary. Check them out at facebook.com/highonthehill. And Tippy Hemp at tippyhemp.com. But also check out next week's show, because we got a really awesome show for you. We got Joe Guzzi MCing. We've got Gene Walker, Carrie C., Chris Shaw, and Jerry Goebel next week. That'll be a fun one. Join us for that. Tell all your friends and family about it. But real quick, we're going to take a 7-minute break, and we'll be right back after that. So guys, give it up for yourselves. Thank you. Take care.
Get those people, man. Alrighty then. Are we all set?
Just give me a thumbs up and I'll run up there.
You go, boy. You go.
All right.
We're live.
Welcome back to the show, everybody, both here and on the internet. I hope you're having a good time. Let's keep it rolling, everybody, all the way from beautiful Louisville, Kentucky. Dan Alton, everybody.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, how's it going, First Church of Cannabis? Yeah. So we all love Christian Mingle, right? But is there a website for Christians that just want to fuck? All right, I'm just reading the room, folks. Yeah, I'm Dan Alton. Like you said, I live down in Kentucky right now, but I used to live up in Indiana. I used to be a Hoosier. And before that, I grew up in Ohio, so I was a Buckeye. Now I live in Kentucky, so I'm an alcoholic. It's important you get like the big unity in each culture. I don't know. I never experienced like Southern food or anything when I was a kid growing up. So now when I like moved down to Louisville and I'll tour around the South, I'll like try all these things I've never had before, like grits and greens and everything, and like black-eyed peas. You ever had black-eyed peas? The most violent, nutritious thing. It's like a weird Rorschach test for the South. It's like, what do you guys like? I really like black-eyed peas. I also really like bruised tomatoes. I like carrots that have been burned with cigarettes. Maybe like a cucumber that's been slapped around a little bit. You know, like a head of lettuce that fell down the stairs. Some asparagus that knows its goddamn place. Beets. That one's for my vegan wife-beating crowd. Where y'all at tonight? Raise your kombuchas and Jack Daniels. I don't know. I am really excited though. When I was driving here in the car, I heard on the radio that Motley Crue is coming to town. Daughters, hide your mothers. I'm gonna take these glasses off. I'm really worried because I got these new glasses recently, and they put transition lenses in them. So it means my glasses go from being regular looking glasses to really dumb looking sunglasses. It's like, just on a whim. It's really weird. So now, like, I'm always worried that I'll be on stage just looking like a regular guy with glasses, and then the stage lights will slowly start to change them. And then all of a sudden you'll just like be like, God damn, this guy's cool. I'll be up here trying to tell you stories about my life. You'll be like, when's this guy gonna get on a motorcycle and jump some fucking garbage trucks? Where's his cigarette and leather jacket? Sometimes I'll wear it at work. Like I work at a restaurant and I'll sneak outside, like when I'm at work, to go smoke weed. You know, praise to the church. And I'll go, so I'll like have a table and I'll be standing there. I'll go serve them, get my drinks with my regular glasses. I'll go outside to smoke weed and then I'll come back in and my glasses will have transitioned into sunglasses. So then I just go to the table to refill and they're all of a sudden like, why the fuck is he wearing sunglasses? And I'm just like, oh, I just thought I'd look cool for your main dish. You know, like a little bit of ambiance. And, you know, some people like, they go and they I'm gonna take the salt shakers off before dessert. Me, I'm like, when I refill the glasses, I put on some sunglasses. And then when dessert time comes, I unbutton the top of the shirt. I'm all about giving them what they want. I don't know. So the other day I was smoking opium in my dad's sex dungeon. You know, Arbor Day. I was just thinking to myself, like, what would my life be like if I was a horse? I'm a zany guy. Like, what would my life be like if I was a horse? And I think if I was a horse, I think split ends would be my main worry. A second worry would be that my owner fucks horses. The first worry there is a clever horse pun. The second worry is my honest fear that if I was a horse, a man might try to have sex with me. I don't know, I think that makes sense. I think it'd be a damn fine horse. People see me trotting down the road, you'd be like, damn, is that Dan Alton the horse? Motherfucker's hung like a whale. That fear might have been inspired by the artwork of my dad's sex dungeon. There's just a lot of paintings of like Seabiscuit and schoolgirls' outfits. You know, Sarah Jessica Parker, check, I don't know. It's weird. So Eric and I, when we got here, we were talking to people, trying to get them to like come into the show. And there's this guy out front that we're trying to get to come in. And then Jerry was like, "We're kind of worried that guy's a narc." And then I was like, "Hey man, he might still love comedy though." Maybe that's why he ended up on this beat. The cops were like, "We need someone to go stake out the comedy show at the First Church of Cannabis." And then this guy pulls his notebook of puns out. He's like, "I'll do it." Do you know who books it? Can I get a type 5? I don't know. I'm trying to do my work. So Eric and I, the guy who's hosting the show, he and I travel here together like we do comedy on the road a lot. And for those listening who can't hear, Eric's got long hair, or can't see, I should say. For those listening who can't hear, what are you doing with your life? I would say, I don't even know why I'm saying this now. It's useless. No. For those of you who can't see, Eric, the host of the show, he's got long hair, fresh-looking faced person. You know, kind of looks like a 12-year-old girl. And then me, I'm up here, and I've got like a mustache, a button-down shirt, weird glasses. I look like someone who might kidnap a 12-year-old girl. So I'm just constantly living in fear, driving town to town. Just waiting for some vigilante to pull us over and check the Amber Alerts. Meanwhile, I'm like stamping out license plates, watching Bernie Sanders lose by 1 vote. Eric's just sitting there. I got a nice foster family. I'm gonna try to go to college this time around. He comes to visit me, he's all happy. Damn, I am ace in high school. I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Eric, you gotta confess. You gotta tell him that you're a 22-year-old man, not a 12-year-old girl." And eventually he's like, "All right." So he goes to the judge, shows him his genitals. The judge is like, "Look, pal, just because he's got the genitals of a 22-year-old man doesn't mean he's not a 12-year-old girl. This is 2016, man. Don't be a bigot. I don't much appreciate you making me check out this little girl's balls." I don't know. And then he's off on the rails. I don't know. So Indianapolis, do you folks like club sandwiches? You know what I'm talking about? Just bologna and ecstasy? In cool towns, you know what I mean? Molly and mayo. Yeah. They're like, "Bologna and ecstasy, what are you, my dad?" Hey. Do you guys like Bernie Sanders? Yeah. He's a cool guy. You don't seem excited, sir. You know, what? You don't think old white men are the future of this country? It's 2016. Let's give an old white guy a chance for a change. Anyway, it's really silly. It's great. It's like it's 2016 and the youths are getting out and getting political. Who are they backing? A 112-year-old man. If he lives to November, we just might vote, maybe. Now he's like, it's a moot point. By the time this hits the air, 10 minutes from now, he will already be out of the race. No, he's great. My mom, she writes it off. She's like, "You young people just like Bernie Sanders because he's gonna legalize marijuana." And that's ridiculous because like he was on the campaign trail for like a while, like before he came out and said that. Like he didn't just come out and say it. He like, you know, he was reading America first. Had to make sure we were cool first. Like Bernie Sanders, like a guy at a party, he's not just gonna pull out the weed. Gotta make sure the nation's not gonna narc on him. And sitting there, he's like, "Hey man, maybe like free healthcare for everybody? Yeah, it's pretty, yeah. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe like pay for everyone's college? Yeah, hit the rock, yeah. You wanna go roast a bone out by my mom's Jeep? All right, you stay here. Don't narc on me to the Supreme Court, pal." It's confusing because like marijuana laws are changing and everything. Like I'll travel around to do comedy and I have to like ask basically like in every town. 'Cause it's like different everywhere in terms of like what the law is and whether or not like they give a shit what the law is. And sometimes there's like, it's like, "What's the law?" And they're like, "Oh, they'll kill you if you find it with you." It's like, does that ever happen? No. I'm like, okay. And then other places it's like, "What happens here?" They give you a $25 ticket. That's it? Yeah, but they do it like every time, like vigilantly. They're just constantly paying $25 ticket. We were in Memphis and I asked that question this local comic and his response was, he's like, "I mean, you can smoke weed, but like don't walk up and blow it in a cop's face." Like, I don't think that's how that works anywhere. Like, I think it's illegal to just blow in a cop's face, like, period, with sober lungs, like, period. I just walked up to a cop, excuse me. He'd plant something, I don't know. It'd be ridiculous. It's like this guy just thinks people in Colorado are just like taking dab hits and just making out with some detective on the job. The shotgun and some, I don't know. It's like, oh, can I get a beer here? Is this like a dry county? I mean, like, you can get a beer, but like, don't walk up to a cop when he's not looking, stick a beer bong down his throat, pour a Four Loko in there, play a T.I. song. That's 3 to 5, baby. Actually, when I first moved to Louisville like 3 years ago, I got a ticket for possession of marijuana. The full charge, it was possession of marijuana with intent to watch professional wrestling. I was like I tried to talk them out. I was like, I was going to go read a book. And then they held up a picture of Dusty Rhodes. A tear came to my eye. Took me downtown. But I was all worried because I didn't know what the law was going to be like. And the cop's like, it's not going to be a big deal. You're just going to go downtown, pay court costs, and you're going to have to take a marijuana class. And I was like, officer, with all due respect, I'm pretty good at marijuana. I don't really know if this class is necessary. You're going to test into pot 201 or like a tutor, a TA. I'll just do like a special guest lecture where I teach kids how to scrape resin out of a bowl. I'm like, all right, class, put it in the freezer for 10 to 15 minutes and go at it with a paper clip. That way it won't melt all over your fingers. Otherwise, you're just sitting there at work. Your boss is like, Dan, what's that black stuff on your hands? Crimes. Sorry, Sadie, I got evidence all over the couch. It's like, what could that class possibly teach me that like 15 minutes of Wiz Khalifa YouTube videos couldn't teach me? Or Snoop Dogg for the older crowd. Cheech and Chong for the older crowd. Moses for the older crowd. I think I'm possibly smoking a little bit too much because I don't know, I was shaving the other day. And I cut myself shaving and a resin came out. Talk about a bowl cut. It was a blunt razor. I don't know. I was having joint pain. I don't know. But So sometimes when I'm traveling around to make money, because like I'm only this good at comedy, I have a backup plan. I'll sell weed brownies sometimes. Just like how Joni Mitchell sold heroin or whatever. I don't know how to fund art. It's great. So we'll save up, like Eric and I will just save up like a bunch of stems and some clippings and stuff like that, and we'll make brownies out of that. Using every part of the buffalo. Like, we're working on a system now where we're gonna save up all of our ash and make diamonds. We're just gonna sell baked goods and jewelry. No comedy show. I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes like we'll go town to town and like we'll make more money selling brownies than like we did doing comedy. This is a weird thing of like we'll be sitting there after the night like, wow, $200, we had a really great night tonight. As drug dealers, damn it. My mom's gonna be so proud and then so disappointed when she reads the books. My mom does our books. $20 for Arby's, fellas. I don't know. That's my mom being our accountant. Yeah. It's like I set out to be a successful stand-up comedian. And I ended up like being successful at something related to comedy, but not comedy. It's like now I know how Mark Maron feels. For those of you who don't know who Mark Maron is, he's America's #1 anti-U.S. post office activist. That's for the comedy fan. I'm kind of worried though, actually, with the whole weed thing, because I don't know. When I go into work on Monday, my boss is making me pee in a cup. The results don't matter. She's just like really eccentric. I was like, can I have off Friday night? She's like, can I have 8 ounces Sunday morning? I was like, what are you gonna do with that? Don't worry about it. I don't know. She's a fun lady. I don't know. It's steamy up here, guys. You mind if I take this shirt off? I'm gonna do some buttons down. So y'all motherfuckers like Texas toast? You guys know you know about Texas toast? It's good stuff. I like Texas toast a lot, but I'm like trying to lose some weight, so I can jump higher. So instead of Texas toast now, I've been eating Rhode Island toast. It's just a crouton. You know what I mean? Because Rhode Island's the smallest state. You cover that thing with a crouton. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about? Picture like a map of the United States instead of a pot leaf. And picture a map of the United States. Now picture like someone eating a salad and they spilled the salad. You'd be like, oh look, the 49 states and a tasty crouton. Oh, there's Rhode Island. Cover that thing with a crouton. Do y'all just not know this phrase? Weird. This is like, maybe it's a regional. It's on the Kentucky flag. It's like a famous phrase. Cover that thing with a crouton. It's on the Kentucky flag. But it's written so tiny that you could cover it with a... There we... See? Y'all really don't know this phrase, or are you just fucking with me? Did you all meet up in the parking lot and you're all like, hey, let's pretend like we don't know the phrase, cover that thing with a crouton. All right, yeah. Fuck 10 on. Y'all really don't... George W. Bush said this in 2004 when he was debating Kerry. He's like, I'm gonna reduce the budget so small you can cover that thing with a crouton. Not a political... Family Guy, they had a cutaway once. Peter Griffin's playing football. He's like, cover me. And then a crouton just falls. Real Big Fish had that cover album called Crouton. How do you guys not know about this? Cover that thing, you skin your knees and keep like, oh mom, I need to go to the hospital, my knee's all cut up. It's a huge scar. She's like, oh sweetie, that's time. You can cover that thing with a crouton. It was such a big phrase in my hometown. There was this local furniture salesman, and he had these commercials. He's like, if you got extra room in your den, cover that space with a futon. You guys don't even, wow. This is, I guess it's not universal. I don't know. Like, to me, it was just such, like, a universal experience. Like, you'd be staying at your grandparents' house overnight. Like, you'd be taking a nap. Like, they'd be in the next room. You'd hear through the wall. Like, you'd hear them getting frisky. You know what I mean? 'Cause they're a funky couple. And you just hear your grandpa's husky voice, and he's like, Darlene, can I put it in the butt today? She's like, no, sweetie, my asshole's tiny. You can cover that thing with a crouton. You'd be eating a salad on my bare back, spill the salad, be like, where'd her butthole go? Well, I see y'all 2 cheeks and a tasted there's the butthole. Y'all really don't know this phrase. All right. I guess we'll move on. I don't know. This is absurd. So I don't know. So I was watching this documentary the other day on Netflix. No, it was RedTube. I was watching it on RedTube. It was a young lady, and she's sitting there, and she like blew like 4 different guys like in a row, and like swallowed like all of their ejaculate like in a row. It was like, women are weird. Why do they do stuff like that? That's gross. I just don't understand women, I guess. I don't know. When are they gonna finally make porn for us fellas? You know what I mean? I don't want to accuse the industry of sexism. When are you gonna finally make some stuff we can enjoy? I'm just kidding. I caught my girlfriend actually looking at porn recently. She pulled it up on her phone on Safari, on her other browser page. Right, and the only reason you have 2 browser pages is so one of them can be used for porn. No one's like, I need 2 browser pages so I can look up Steely Dan's Wikipedia page on this one, and then go to this other one and Google image search Steely Dan, and see, you know what I mean, get a visual for what I'm learning about. It's only so that you can like have a browser so that when you go to type in directions to Arby's, it doesn't just go like anal people, and you're just like, oh. Yeah. My girlfriend, she pulls up Safari, and sure enough, there's a GIF of 2 middle-aged white people just doing it doggy style. Like, this is what my girlfriend's getting off to. Like, this is all it takes is just an endless loop of this. Like, how is that enough? What am I dating, like a 14-year-old boy? Like, am I just gonna check the Google search? It's just gonna be like boobs, hot sex, Digimon, how to pass 7th grade. I don't like, how is that possibly enough? It's like, Sadie, you and I are into very different things. It's like, first off, where are all the black guys? Second off, what's that gal doing there? I don't know. Just a joke, folks. I know. The other day, though, one time I smoked a little bit too much, and then I was watching porn, and my mind was just like bouncing around, like I was thinking too much about it. And because I'm sitting there and I'm watching, and the dad's got, he's having sex with a babysitter, and she's going down on the mom, and I'm just wondering to myself, who's taking care of the kids? Like, where are the children? I'd start typing, where are the children? Everyone's just downvoting that. I'm getting banned from the comment section. It's like, I'm worried about the youth. I would just like there to be a scene at the end of the video where they're all like laying in each other's loving embrace. You know how porn videos end. And it always just ends with them going, that was fun. Then they go to the Looney Tunes. You know what I mean? I would just like there to be a scene at the end of the porn where the mom and the dad are just sitting there getting their clothes back on, and they're just going, that was fun. I'm glad we dropped the kids off at your parents' house. You know what I mean? That was just a little bit more storyline. They always have, like, the beginning of the porn, they'll give you some storyline, be like, this girl's failing English. But they never give you, like, the end of the storyline where it's like, after she got the fake A, she accidentally got bumped into honors English and then failed that class. And then drop, you know what I mean? A little postscript. Is that too much to ask? It's bad enough sometimes I'm watching it and it's got like the thumbnail, and sometimes the thumbnail is the cum shot. I'm like, spoiler alert. I didn't know where that was going. Could be going on the boobs, the butt, his boobs, his butt, I don't know. It could just end with neither of them coming. They could just start doing the blowjob part and then go, we hardly know each other. And then it just cuts to black. I don't know. You're ruining it for me. Sorry to talk about such dirty things in church, though. This is a really fascinating place. I like it a lot. Although I gotta say, when I was here, when I first got here, I went to go to the bathroom, and there was a big puddle of water in the bathroom. Actually, I don't know. It could have been water, could have been pee. Actually, it tasted a little bit more like pee. It might be water. Just joking. That's water. That's not urine. I know you're worried. So in addition to the weed brownies, sometimes when I'm on tour to make money, I'll just sell like a bunch of used DVDs and VHSs and things. It's like I'm Goodwill on the road. Like I'm Jerry Seinfeld meets the Salvation Army. I was like, hey, I know you didn't like the show that much, but like, you want to buy Flubber for $2 on VHS? I need gas money to get to Memphis. Some of those jokes were inappropriate, but The Truman Show is a classic film, and VHS is a great point. We'll just sell a bunch of like weird stuff like that. We'll sell, like we have a VHS copy of Bill Cosby himself, and for $7, we'll smash it with a hammer. For $10, you get to smash it with a hammer, and for $11, you get to own it unsmashed. You rapist supporting piece of shit. No, that's how you gotta make money these days. You gotta the hustle. Eric and I we sell tickets to a show we did in Columbus, Georgia, like 2 months ago. And we're like, hey, it's a $5 show. I'll sell you this ticket for $2. Maybe you'll get a time machine in the future. Come back and see us. The box office, I don't know. One of the things we sell. Is we have a copy of Kurt Vonnegut's book, Hocus Pocus. Y'all know Kurt Vonnegut? Yeah. From the side of that building? We have Kurt Vonnegut's Hocus Pocus, and our first ever tour, 3 nights in a row in 3 different towns, we convinced people that it was Kurt Vonnegut's novelization of the Bette Midler film Hocus Pocus. After the show, 2 guys and a girl, just Bowling Green, was sitting there like, yeah, Kurt Vonnegut was up late one night watching the Disney Channel. A little bit too much sour apple pucker. Woke up the next morning. This is brilliant. Honey, call that guy at the Disney Channel. This is the best thing I've done since I ghost wrote the Berenstain Bears. You guys know the Berenstain Bears? Yep. America's #1 gang of fat, hairy Jewish homosexuals. That's a joke for the radio crowd. You guys want to see my impression of Kurt Vonnegut? Yeah. Indiana. I'm working on it. No, I'm just joking. Here's my impression though of someone who does improv. Are you ready for my impression of someone who does improv? All right. Someone give me a job. Can somebody give me a job? My dad cut me off. I need a job. Yes, and this is great. This is in Louisville. In Louisville, there's this guy who comes to like all of my shows. His name's Eric Davis. You all don't know? Y'all don't go to just the bank that he works at in Louisville sometimes? No, he comes to like all my shows, and as you've seen from tonight, I'm not good enough to justify that. Does he have some kind of weird reverse restraining order? Like he hit some kid with a car, and his cop's like, "You have to support local comedy for the next 3 years." Like, can I at least text during the show? Okay. He comes to like all the shows. Like Eric and I even had a Laugh Fest car wash, and Eric Davis drove his car through 3 times. We would just get it washed, and I'd see him go around the corner and just like spray ketchup all over it. And just drive back through. We're like, you're a nut, man. Like, just supporting your art. All right. No. He's way too supportive though, and I have a theory as to why he comes out to all these shows. Because it's not like he's like having a great time. Like sure, he's laughing, he's having an okay time. But I've also seen him just like walking down the street happy as a clam. Like without having to hear me tell weird stories about porn. Like he's walking down the street just smiling, and he's just sitting in a chair, smiling. It's all the same. So my theory as to why he's coming out, I think he's from the future, where I'm undeniably the greatest comedian of all time. And he bought some kind of time travel demo package. Like, go check out his early stuff. Like, hop in your time machine, go to the back of that bookstore, hear him talk about his dad. And then he's just sitting back there the whole time like, when's he gonna get good? When's he gonna do the thing about the penguin? This was not worth the $20 I spent on it. The economy has collapsed, by the way. I know. So the rules, though, there's some strict rules, though, for like if you go back in time to watch like the stand-up comedy. You can't give any of the comedians any of the jokes they haven't written yet, so it'll mess with the space-time continuum. You can't laugh at anything that isn't funny, and for the love of God, don't give Rodney Dangerfield any respect. And don't share a drink with Bill. All right, that's that's real silly. So I was talking about my girlfriend earlier. She's cool. She's perfect. A perfect 6. No, I'm just joking. She's got a face like a model, a foot model. No, I'm just joking. She's like an angel, the angel of death. I'm just joking. No, she's cool. And it's fun sometimes because I'll go to town, and I'll miss her and stuff. So to keep us connected, she'll send me dirty pictures. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just like maybe some dishes that I didn't do. It's like a bunch of laundry that she's like, you were supposed to put this away. Angry face. You know, maybe like some spaghetti sauce spilled all over her tits. Yeah. Real sexist. Yeah. Her and I live together, and we want to get a cat. And we had a cat picked out and everything, and we're gonna name it Cooper. That's not supposed to be funny. I just want y'all to know I'm a cute guy. we were gonna get this cat, and we called our landlord because they're like, you gotta call your landlord, and he's gotta give you the okay, and then we'll give you the cat. And our landlord was like, we're like, can we have a pet? And he's like, yeah, any pet you want. If it says in the lease, any pet. We're like, oh great, we're gonna adopt this cat. And he goes, cat, you can't have a cat. And we're like, why? And he's like, cats poop inside. It's like, where does my landlord think I've been pooping? It's like, I missed some weird part of the tour. He's like, here's the kitchen, here's the bedroom, here's the bathroom. That's just for show. It's like ridiculous. It's like, also it's like, you can have any animal you want, any pet. But cats, they poop inside. It's like, what does he think? I'm getting a turtle and just taking it out 3 times a day? I'm just sitting there. My fish has diarrhea. I'm just getting a cup of taking it out to the yard. Are you done, Sammy? Bring it. I don't know. It was real fun. But this has been a fun time. I gotta get out of here. If y'all are ever in Louisville, you should stop by. I run a back alley abortion clinic called Alley Oops. No, this is great. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Sorgel.
Keep it going for Dan Alton, everybody. We got some CDs after the show if you guys want to buy any of those. All right, everybody. Keep it going for your final comedian of the night, everybody. Get real excited for the founder of the show, Jerry Goebel.
Get up for Eric. Yay. What a great show. Oh, the propaganda's working great tonight. So you guys did excellent work. So the crouton thing, we don't do croutons. We're not much of a vegetable state. I think that's really the problem. I think not many people buying lettuce on food stamps. So that's like really, croutons is like a broken toast. That's really as close. If you just said broken toast, we'd have probably been still confused. But I thought it was cool. The Vonnegut, you guys were like, we got a lot of Vonnegut right. I thought that was cool. That was it was like, what do Indiana people really know? We don't know how to eat where the fuck, but we read sometimes, I guess. Maybe. Or at least we glom on to celebrities. So, is he still even alive? I guess that's the question people will Google next online. Vonnegut, where's he working now? He's digging himself out of a hole, I hear. But so my dad used to beat me with a belt sander. It was a black and blue Decker. And said he was going to work out my rough edges. So, sorry, that's caffeine working right there. That's the joke. See, that's going back to basic joke writing. I've been working with recipe cards like a retarded person in the basement for like the last month. I've been just kind of going back and forth, going, hey, my precious, my setup, my punchline, my callback. And then repeat for 23 years in an empty room. So, doing good. Doing good. So, we were talking a lot about Comedy Fight Club last week. And because I thought, really, I loved the whole thing about Fight Club because it was about, empowerment. It was really about, the whole fighting thing really was more of a metaphor. It really wasn't as necessary as it was for the truth, right? So Tyler Durden was doing truth. And I thought, well, geez, maybe we should, get one for the ladies, because it's like Fight Club's pretty bush. And nobody wants to fight and break a nail. We need Pillow Fight Club. That's what we'll do, Pillow Fight Club. Every night they'll get a bunch of women in a basement banging on each other with pillows. It'll be all empowering, right? It'll be like, right? It'll be the Barbie Pillow Fight Club, and you can have it in the basement of the Barbie house, and the... Not really, I don't know, it's not really very... I'm trying not to be, like, male. Because it's all perspective. The whole feminism thing's just gotten weird, man, because it's not even... I don't know. It's just like, treat people decent and don't be an asshole. I mean, that's really the first rule of Canterian. Don't be an asshole. It seems like if you're not being an asshole, you're probably not being sexist, I would think. Or you try not to be sexist. And like JC was talking about the accidental racist, the accidental sexist. That's absolutely true. Because I think if you've got your head up your ass, you really probably don't know what you're saying anyway. Look at me. I'm doing 20 minutes of this. I got 18 more minutes of me with my head up my ass. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just ad-lib another set, and these people can't get out. The doors are locked. So... trapped crowd. We got to get it. That's why we always seem to have a real small crowd. Actually, that's just nobody actually leaves. So this is like Survivor. Jerry's doing sets all week. It'll be all week. Day 3 of Jerry's set. So how much acid did he take before the show? I don't know. A couple tabs. Gonna be a long one. I've been reading a lot of Jim Morrison stuff, the Light My Fire stuff, and You know, it's really funny because it's like now that I have acid and have a church, you know, they just seem to work well together. And it's an amazing light show. Are you kidding me? If this wasn't going to be a shamanistic comedy experience, are you kidding me? The group mindset mentality. I think he was trying to do something with the music as far as like getting everybody hooked up. And I know you can do it with comedy. I've felt it in heavy rooms, like in a big room. You guys, comics know this. Like you're in the big room and you get the laugh and the laugh rolls back and then the laugh rolls forward and you kind of go, oh yeah. Right? It's like that feeding time, you know? And I'm like, I used to think of it more in terms of feeding time because really, honestly, you know, when you're grinding and you're trying to make a name for yourself, you're really grinding for that feeding time. And you know, when it doesn't happen, it fucking breaks your heart. You got this, you know, I need a fix kind of thing. And I think after I'm like reading the Morrison stuff, I'm like, wait a minute, no, I'm an energy release. I'm supposed to let it go. I can't be glomming onto that shit. Holy cow. Yeah, I'll survive off of it, but I really got to let it go because that shit will blow your head up, man. That's the problem with glomming onto it. You wind up with guys like Dane Cook. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Do you really want that coming back every year with a new album? Are you kidding me? That's, Jesus. It was like, I feel like Rip Van Winkle of comedy. I was out for like 5 years and I come back and there's all, the guys I knew were dead because that's how nature works. Really, the life cycle for comedians, it's, you know, like what they say in Fight Club, everybody's survival goes to zero at some point. And in stand-up comedy, you figure about 10 to 12 years, you know, unless they're really committed, if they're hardcore, or they have no life, or they joined a church. They run a show and don't work nowhere else but here. So, yeah, we just won't even go there because that's, you know, that'll be hanging in the chapel. Is that the bells? Do we hear the bells? No, that's Jerry's balls clacking together. I think he hung himself. Ding, dong, ding. So, but I do like acid. I like the whole effect he was talking about as far as the psychedelic experience and with the crowd responses. Like, okay, so if we got like shamanistic comedy going, I think really rim shots would really help. You know what I mean? Get that rhythm going. I'm gonna be here all day. Jerry's gonna stay. Gonna do some comedy. You're gonna laugh till you pee. We just keep it going. I'm on acid. I got 12 more hours of this shit. We'll just get some guy to beatbox and maybe somebody to eef. So. You ever seen Ethan? You guys remember Ethan? Oh my God. You guys missed Mac Davis. That was like watching, you know, people have seizures. That's how they dealt with them in the country folk. Yeah. You go back in the Appalachian Mountains, there's always one guy having a seizure and they put him up next to the picker and everybody thinks it's music. Okay, it's just a great observation. I guess it really isn't so much, not funny. It's like, yeah, it's true. That's why there was that weird Deliverance kid with the banjo up front. He had a skill. They just put it to work. You know, he was almost like, I don't know, if you were to have like a hunting dog that finds something that you could fuck. That's what the kid with the banjo and Deliverance was. He goes, it's like, what was that noise? What is that? I think that's a hunting inbred. That's a hunting inbred. He's calling his people. Ding, 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 ding. Hope that you can squeal like a pig. Da, 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 da. You guys know anything about canoeing? You know anything about canoeing? Anybody seen Deliverance? Nobody knows it anymore. They just know Ned Beatty got fucked. That's all we know. Ned Beatty got in the ass, squeal like a pig. That's all you remember. But it's really great. It's actually about body disposal. It really is. So right after Ned Beatty gets his on, Burt Reynolds kills a dude with a bow and arrow, and then they got to get rid of the body. And then they flood the place, and nobody wants to talk about it. So it's like they killed the dude, rolled away at the end. So it's really good about body disposal. So if you need to dispose of a body, I mean, there's an election year coming up. Some folks don't need to make it to the polling places. That's all I'm saying. You know, work ahead, folks. Work ahead. Set traps for really stupid people. They're all, honestly, yeah. You know, I think after the politics is over, I think I'm quitting Facebook. I think I'm done. This one's killed me. So much seriousness. You know, we was talking with my kid about that. He's like, I'm graduating next year, and there's people I'm never going to see again. I'm like, well, that's really sad. But I'm like, Facebook will bring them all back together with you. And then I started thinking about all the guys I went to high school with that are on my Facebook page. I'm like, fuck, man, maybe I should have told you, yeah, it's better off. Just let them go. Let them go, like, just let them go. They're all just fucking, we're just hiding in the corn, waiting for the fucking Republicans to leave. Or whoever's in power. I know they're the same fucking party. That's really the silly part about it. So everybody's worked up, and it's one side against one side, but they're the same side. They're all, whatever, man. I see through your horse shit. I'm not playing no more. Hell, I'm starting a church. That tells you how fucking far gone I am. I'm out here doing a comedy show in a church at the First Church of Cannabis. This is amazing. Phil Levin, God bless you, dude. He has mobilized and weaponized me. I carried a 6-foot inflatable penis down Main Street with Mike Pence's name on it. I never would have done that without this church. I was like, I wouldn't have had the resources to find the inflatable dick. I would have just had mine out going, here we go. Take me to jail. Your for-profit prison system. You need another guy that can do retail. Let's just fucking do this. I don't look good in smocks. That's my problem. I probably look better in like orange or whatever prison guys are wearing these days. I think I'd probably be a better fit for me than like a Walmart smock or a Hobby Lobby vest or, dear God, an apron from Menards. I had that happen. That's nothing more demoralizing than being on a forklift and getting off and you've got an apron on. Contractors, oh my God. I mean, if that isn't like a test. The only thing that could have made it worse at Menards would have been to wear like a Hello Kitty shirt with the apron and be like, hey everybody, I'll load up your truck. You'd be like, don't touch my drywall. Don't touch that drywall. They're all crazy at Menards, man. I'm gonna hurt your business, John Menard. Tonight's the night. I got nothing else to say for 11 minutes, so fuck you. Mobilizing. Did the lumberyard thing. I miss a forklift. It was enabling. It made me feel like a man. I swear. So that was the thing. I went from retail. I did Walmart for 10 years. I did a dime. And then I had to quit because after 10 years, it's a decade. And then it's your own fucking fault. So moving on down the road. Finding different retail outlets. Did 2 years at Hobby Lobby. Learning about religious intolerance and child slavery. How to recycle a typhoon from Japan. You buy it at Hobby Lobby in their furniture department. That's how you do it, with all that glitter. And say what you will about Chick-fil-A, but at least they're honest, They don't like gay people. They don't like gay people. Hobby Lobby, they gotta lie to you, because they got like 50 tons of glitter to move. And it's a lot of pride parade. That's all I'm saying. They're cleaning out this year. I used to drive them crazy because I point out that they didn't have anything for Jewish people. Like, you got Hanukkah stuff? They're like, no, we don't carry Hanukkah supplies. And yet you carry Halloween supplies. How's that? So you support paganism and Satanism, but you don't support the Jews. Oh, I guess you probably think they're the same thing. You are Hobby Lobby, right? You're, watch the Jews outperforming their devil work, as they unload containers of freight built by 10-year-olds. That's great. That's a nice Christian thing to, it's kind of a Jesus thing, really. Lord loves the little children, because they can build shit faster. That's really what it is. Like, if you're gonna have, big fat-fisted Peter getting his fingers caught in the sewing machine, you lose apostles that way. You can't witch apostles in the sweatshop. You gotta get the kids to do it, and you make one the foreman because a child shall lead them. That's the wrong church. The neighbors hate us. Oh God, they hate us. They hate us. It's great. Last week we had a gay priest in here, and I'm sure that these guys used to be straight gay, which is funny because it seems to me the more you have to advertise your hatred, you probably are. And these guys got a church and called it Straight Gate. So they must have been flaming. They must have looked at Satan and thought he just showed up for services. And be like, oh, hey, Satan, how are you? Super, Straight Gate. Just deny who you are. It's perfect. Fake it for me. Man, if that isn't America, holy fuck. How many people are faking it right now because they're like trying to pretend they like Donald Trump? How many people? How many people are trying to fake it that they like Hillary Clinton? How many? How many fakes can you possibly make? And it's all based on fear, really. I guess that's the one thing I learned about Morrison and acid. And don't take it in a public place where you don't have a place to hide. That's the other thing. It took him like 6 hours to get me out that racket. But I never wanted to go back to Walmart anyway. So, whatever. Sweatshop people. So the best part about the acid is the freeing of the self. Like, you don't feel like you're trapped. Because it's really about, I don't want to say it's like a cokey existence. Like, when you get coke, you get that Nietzsche thing going, where you're the eye of the mind of the universe and everything else is sort of like, you can be an evil, destructive God and justify it because, you're on coke. I think that's when the flood happened, actually. You think about times in the past when God probably was snorting a few. Sodom and Gomorrah, Weekend Bender, the Noah thing, definitely on the coke, Because seriously, he's going to put all the animals in one boat. I mean, how fucking high do you have to be to think that, It's okay. And yet the insects survive. Go figure. I always liked the Unicorn song when they said they did the Unicorn, the Irish Rovers. This is kind of my upbringing has pretty much been littered with death. So when I got the Irish Rovers singing the unicorn song, I don't remember that song, but that's a song about how Noah was getting the boat ready and the unicorn were out fucking off. And then it started to rain, and they said, well, sorry, it's too bad for you. And so I'm down in the basement listening to this song over and over again, basically saying that at some point we'll let you die. This is the best Sunday school ever. At least I know the truth. I guess it's really that, you know what I mean? And then they start putting the other lies on you about, you know, when you start really playing with all this stuff. Like, especially, okay, so if God tells you to kill your son, you take him up to the top of a mountain and you're ready to do it, did it not ever occur to you that maybe it's the other guy lying to you? You know what I mean? It never dawned on you. You'd be like, God told you to do this. Well, dude, today you'd be fucked because of 4chan. Are you kidding me? 4chan would be trolling you left and right. Those guys are great. They got guys doing their live streams, the Christian live streams, and these guys you donate money and you get to have a little talk time, and they're going in there and they're just, you know, trying to figure out a way to say cock and ruin the guy's day. I mean, that's, you know, I'm talking, you know, if you're so questionable in your loyalty to your family that you just take your kid up and kill him on the hill, I just think you just didn't like your kid. That's what I think, because there's a lot of fail-safes that you could go through. You go, would it be, well, okay, murder's a sin, it's in the 10 Commandments, but I'm sure God's making an exception this time. Right? This time is the different one, because he's really picking me here to do a show at the First Church of Cannabis. And the altar's right here, and I go, oh, bring me a comedian, quickly. The Lord said I should sacrifice comedians at this room. Did I ever once question that I couldn't keep booking enough guys to keep this altar filled? No, I never questioned that, but, you know, 2 open mics, I got nobody left. I'm going to Louisville to get guys. Thanks, guys, for making the drive. And I'll be like, the sacrifice to the comedy gods. Dun, dun. But I never questioned it because, you know, that's the way God works. Thou shalt not kill. But nope, made the trip up a hill, built an altar. Built it. Well, he actually built it with rocks, right? And he got it ready, he got the kid. He had flattened it off enough the kid could lay on it. So that's a pretty good feat for rock stacking. I don't know if you guys ever stacked rocks, but it's real hard to get a real flat surface. You know what I mean? Unless you had one really big one. Maybe they had the dinosaurs or those guys that helped build the pyramids. I don't know about that part. There was nothing in the Bible about the contract arrangements or if there was union labor involved. All I know is there was an altar on a hill, a voice in a head, a kid all tied up, and a dude with a knife. Now, today we know how that'd be handled. You know, well, I mean, if he's black, I guess. I mean, but if he's a white dude, they'd probably, oh, no, it's your rights, and blah, blah. But, yeah, so at some point then he decides that God's fucking with him. And he's okay with it. That's why I kind of drew the line on it. I'm like, really? Okay, so if you believed him enough to kill him, but then when he just tells you no, you're good with it? Dude, somebody's fucking with you. It's the Bible's 4chan. Oh, Lucifer 589. Or Lucifer 69. Obviously, it'd have to be 30. You can't have a number that isn't riddled in filth, you know. Never questioned it. Was perfectly cool with it. That's why I never bought the story of Job. What a load of shit that was. Guy's successful. Doing well. Very religious. And then all these horrible things happen. His family dies. He loses everything. He's fucked. And then you find out the only reason that they did this to this guy was because of a bet. Satan says, oh, things happen bad. He wouldn't be your buddy. You should fuck with him. And God said, you know what? I know everything in the universe. I'm the all-seeing, all-powerful. But you know what? I'll take a bet based on probability. You already know. Why would you even have this fucking contest? No, it's a moral story. It was somebody saying a story. That's when you really look at the Bible and you start breaking these little chapters down. Every chapter is written by a different dude. The first sections are all Moses. That's why I never really got the Moses connection for a long time until I started looking at the title, who wrote it. Explains a lot. There's a lot of consistency in the first books because it's the same dude writing most of it, right? But then you get into the other part where you get Leviticus and strange shit about selling your daughter for, what, really? Selling your kids into slavery? God's good with that? How is that good? How would he come to that point? That's not in the Big Ten. Oh, no. It's because you got a bunch of different guys writing chapters and all their little fetishes are coming out as they go. You know what I mean? The dude that's into the whole foot bondage thing, he's got Jesus washing feet out there. How do you know he's doing this? You got a fetish, and you're talking about little kids. This isn't him doing it. He isn't even around. You wrote these books on the side, you lying sacks of shit. You're making it up as you go along. Jesus won't abuse his power with the devil. He's at a plateau, and the devil comes to him and says, hey, buddy, walk on out here. Come on, step out in the open. It's a miracle. God will help you. Jesus says, no, wouldn't do that because I wouldn't show off with his power. Yet, he goes to a kid's party, and there's this dead dude, and he brings him back from the dead. He has no problem filling the kegger. No problem here, but he has a problem there out in the desert. It's not consistent storytelling. That's the problem I'm basically trying to say if they'd had a script editor in the Bible, it would have flowed a little better. King James, you know, they had a bunch of guys writing in private, and then you found out, but a script editor, they really needed that. There's a lot of shit that they don't. I always thought that the whole bank thing was the reason they crucified him, to be perfectly honest. You got to fight in a bank with a bunch of bankers, powerful Jews. If you were already into that Jew conspiracy, that makes perfect sense. They went right to the fucking Romans and said, nail this guy. Why? Because of what he said? No, they never really addressed that. That's what he's saying, but why are they there? He's there because he kicked their asses in the church. That's why. Bar fight. Fuck yeah, I ain't gonna follow. You know, I think that's great. It's the right thing to do. Morally perfect. Fuck you. Boom, boom, kicks asses out. He's out there and he gets sold out by the teacher. Go figure. And then you wonder why in life they get no funding. It's because of Judas. They were really religious here in Indiana. We don't get funding to teachers at all. No, we don't, because we're really religious. You gotta learn the hard way. You just gotta go somewhere else to learn. That's really the thing. That's the same even with you've got cancer and you need a cure for it. You gotta go somewhere else because, you know, we got our heads up our asses here in this state, believing the wrong crap, buying everything part and parcel. We believe everything people tell us here because we are scared to death of the possibility that we'll have to think for ourselves. This state is terrified, man. Tell you what, if you guys got a 30-hour work week and you had to spend an extra 10 hours on your own time, it'd be great for some people. Some people, yeah, man, if I had a part-time job like I was in France, I'd go do stand-up full-time, keep a day job so I could eat a little bit. That's what I've been doing for the longest time anyway. That's what I would do. A lot of people, that's that time is gets in their head, man, because now you have to face yourself. And that's why I like acid. Acid don't let you run away. Acid holds you down and says, who the fuck are you really? What are you really? What do you stand for? That's what this fucking state needs. This state needs a big acid trip. Yeah. Or just wake the fuck up. Take a look at yourself. It's not so bad. Maybe you are a dick. I'm a dick. I came to that realization a few years ago, and then I realized, you know what, I'm going to quit being a dick. Or at least I'm going to be a dick. I'm going to address I'm being a dick. Because I'm being a dick. Just call it what it is. It's just truthfulness, man. And we just got to face who we are. And I know that's not funny, but this is propaganda. So, you know, vote for Jesus in the next election. That's all I got to say. Thanks for coming out, guys. I'm Jerry Goebel. Go ahead and play the end credits if you would. We are out. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming out, guys. We're doing it again next week. We're doing the writing workshop from tomorrow from 2 to 4. It is free. We have donuts. So if I can't motivate you to do the work, I can motivate you into diabetes one way or the other. But thank you guys for coming out. And we'll see you guys later. Thank you.